there are dozens of Republicans right now in the House demanding that their border security bill be part of this debt ceiling negotiation that is ongoing. They sent a letter to the president and to Democratic and Republican leaders in both the House and Senate who continue to negotiate to avoid a debt default. Joe Khalil is live on Capitol Hill for us with more on this. So, Joe, with less than 2 weeks left until that June 1st deadline, what could this mean as the negotiations continue?
Well, it could be a little hurdle here, Marni. I mean, we still have the principal negotiators in a room working out a deal to raise the debt limit. But what you've also got clearly now are both parties putting pressure on those negotiations from the outside, making demands. And frankly, that could complicate the progress that's being made between Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden. And the latest version of this pressure is this letter that NewsNation got our hands on. 57 House Republicans saying that they would not support any agreement, any deal to raise the debt limit unless their border security bill were a part of it. And that letter says here in part, as we speak, the United States experiencing a rapidly worsening border crisis, barreling toward a debt limit crisis. We believe each of these issues should be considered together during your current debt limit negotiations. Now, in real terms, Marni, what this does is make Speaker McCarthy's job a whole lot more difficult if this group of Republicans isn't going to budge and refuses to vote for any debt limit deal that doesn't include border security. That means McCarthy has a much smaller window to negotiate, and he would have to count on more Democrats ultimately voting on whatever he and President Biden come up with. And on the Democratic side, you've seen some of this as well. Some prominent voices like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for one, suggesting President Biden should stop negotiating altogether and use his executive authority under the 14th Amendment to get rid of the debt limit. It's something that the White House said was sort of on the table, but not really their best option, and they've sort of walked that back quite a bit. So other Democrats as well talking about things like work requirements, something Republicans have said, we want that to be a part of this deal. You have the Congressional Black Caucus and others basically saying absolutely not, and sort of forcing President Biden's hand. He was open to the idea of work requirements for things like Medicaid or other benefits until Democrats came in and said no. So this Republican letter now on border security, Marni, just the latest version of this, but we are seeing parties try to exact whatever kind of leverage they can into these negotiations, and it certainly could slow things up.
It kind of makes me think, Joe, right, when we were in school and the teacher would say, okay, your homework or your essay is due at this point, and after that, your grade is less or I won't accept it. I mean, it's like this last-ditch effort to squeeze things in. Any indication whether or not that will work? I mean, can House Republicans force a border measure into a debt ceiling bill at this final stage?
Yeah, I haven't heard that exact comparison, Marni, but I like it. Anytime you talk about kids and Congress, it usually, there's some overlap
right,
there.
There's some comparisons to be made.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll use it. In terms of this actually being effective, I've been speaking to people who are around Kevin McCarthy, and their sense is that he fully understands that whatever he does has to get past the Senate, which means a Democratic-led body here. So one source close to the speaker sent me a quote that he gave actually earlier in the week before this letter came out, basically saying the speaker would love to include a whole bunch more Republican priorities, but he is clear-eyed about what can pass, what cannot, especially this late stage in the game. So, we'll see what kind of leverage these Republicans have, but certainly it's going to be a headache for the speaker to have to deal with it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.